Vanilla porter? No!
Alrighty then, welcome back to the Sesh. As we plunge into the winter months, we're going to bring you a pretty comprehensive lineup of dark beers for the winter season. And we're going to start with something, I won't say benign because it's probably a bit better than benign. It's Max Black, and it's been reformulated, which I didn't know. I used to think this was a dark lager, which I'm sure it used to be, but now it's a porter. And what does it tell us, Sam?
It's a porter, hints of caramel, licorice and chocolate, earnestly made from 5 different malts, topped with fuggles.
I believe almost all of those things.
Oh well, can't always trust the label, so let's do our own.
So yeah, no, it used to be a black lager, and it used to be pretty ordinary. I would say pretty better than the golden lager, but yeah, I don't know. This I think, just from the description,
It's got a good
and particularly the aroma, this smells a lot better.
Max always offered an accessible and affordable range of beers, good variety of flavours.
Yeah, no, Max is a great place to jump in on the maybe the
absolutely.
semi-craft spectrum. So if you haven't, then why not?
Well, that's quite nice.
If you had to pick one. So no, I think that's a huge improvement over Max Black. Huge improvement. So yeah, more of this one, please. That would be really good.
Yet at the same time, I feel like we need to go deeper. We need to plunge further into the darkness. We need to explore the true blackness of black beer.
Cool. Keep yourself together, Dave.
Well,
Get in there.
We do need to go darker, because this is just the tip of the iceberg for the blackness that is to come. What have we got, Sam?
That one
Yeah.
was a rip cap. Have you got a crown opener?
Actually,
Go and get one.
fine.
Jeez, buddy. Typical.
Let's go to the garage and get one of
Oh.
my granddad's old things.
Jeez,
From that,
sounds dodgy.
dank and mysterious old closet.
Yeah, the one with all the locks on. I don't
Not
know.
the cupboard.
Yeah, the cupboard.
Jeez, I don't
Where
think
we
we've
found
even
all
been
those-
in there.
When we found the 5 rat traps.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
well.
don't know. Where's
Oh,
it?
well.
The dark mysteries.
Give it an open.
No, let's
The
have
ominous
a
portents.
let's have a wee look.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks-
that's looking ancient.
It looks old.
That's looking into the
Cast
brutal
iron, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
What's
That's
that, late 70s?
I don't know. It could even be older,
1870s
like
maybe.
from the early 70s.
Whew.
I don't know.
Jeez.
That's
well.
some classic metal at any rate.
What could
Yeah.
go wrong? Ooh. Well, that was exciting / embarrassing.
Yep.
What do you think, Dave?
Well, looks like that opener was locked away for a reason, but it seems we've got no choice. We are plunging headfirst into the deepest, darkest, blackest, most brutal depths of black beer today.
There's nothing else for it. We just have to go darker. And starting off with the aptly named Tuatara Black. Toasted malt.
Whoa.
It sounds pretty dark to me. Let's get into it.
Sounds promising. Hey, the
Steady
fire's
on,
going
fire.
everywhere. It's
Can't
exciting.
wait. It can't wait, and neither can I.
Absolutely.
Get into it.
Oh yeah, that's looking foamy.
So this one's been around for about 6 months now. We tried the lineup, which has the roasted, it has the coffee, and it has the Whittaker's chocolate, I believe, and they were all pretty good. But we found the toasted malt, this one here, to be the
Yeah.
best of the bunch. So that's our advice if you're in the market for them. But they are very much dark beers, and they are at a strength of 7%. So
That's brutal.
hefty,
That's some savage
hefty.
ABV.
So what have we got? That is gorgeous. That
Light and
has got
silky.
some keenly roasted barley on the nose.
That's sweet and smooth too. Oh, that's sharp and big.
It's a lovely dark.
Yeah, it
punchy.
is. The word for this is full. It is full of body and it's full of flavour. It really, really is.
It's at the right temperature at the moment.
It's also full of a
nail into the taste
It's
buds.
full of a fruit fly now. Hang on.
Oh. Sorry. That's what the head's for.
Animals in the beverage. I hope we haven't started with the best one, but this is pretty fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good beer.
This is pretty chewy
It
stuff.
is actually very, very nice.
And not badly priced, you know.
Yes.
Tuatara do a well-priced beer, and they do a very good, well-tasting beer too.
Yeah, no, it's a nice one. No, Tuatara toasted,
And they got these funky bottles as well.
Yes.
2 up. Tuatara roasted. Let's keep it rolling.
I've got an Eruption Dark Lava Stout, so that's pretty brutal
That
too.
is probably, in terms of most metal names, Dark Lava is that's doing it for
I hope
me.
it lives up to
That's
it.
a metal name.
So Eruption, we may have looked at before.
We've had this and that, but we've never had the stout.
Littleton
absolutely,
based.
yeah. And I think they're rather good.
They do
I
some
think
funny
they're
beers.
I think they're
Oh, the glass cannot contain the
No.
sheer raw
No,
fury
no.
of the
Too
dark
brutal
lava.
for this glass. I need a better one.
too big.
5.3 on this one, so it's a significantly lighter
Their
than
brown
the other
ale
one.
is
Holy
one of my
moly, yeah.
favourites.
That's plenty of life in there.
That's just straight up. Can't
Yeah,
contain
tilting
it.
the glass just won't. It does
no.
nothing.
That's extreme. There's a lot of heat on there. I mean, granted it was warm, but boy oh boy.
Well, apparently we're looking at a New World Stout with unmistakable Kiwi hop undertones. 4 New Zealand malts. And, yes, Cascade hops for a final dark twist, which is volcanic-tastic.
So technically, Littleton brewed inside a volcanic crater.
Yeah! Now we're
Yeah.
doing it. Now we're doing it. Good call. All right, here we go.
Sacrifice
What do we
to the
got?
gods right there.
Yeah, that is dark. That is dark and bitter. It's not. It doesn't have the sort of the sweet richness of the last one. It's more of a dry, more of a cleaner, and just bitter one. It's sort of there really is quite a burned flavour in there, but not in a bad way. Not like burned coffee. More like it's a bit of char on there. It's really quite nice.
And the
Not to
hops
say that it's a
are building it
smoked
up.
beer. Yeah, I don't think
that's
this is
beautiful.
smoked
Some
in any way.
sharpness, some flavours
Some
which you wouldn't normally get.
Katabatic
wouldn't
flow.
normally expect.
Oh,
what they got in the core and the mantle
something,
there?
something in there. Of course, the Littleton volcano is dead, which just makes it that
well
much
dead.
more
More
metal.
metal.
So
Oh,
you
well.
know,
What's
no
more
problem.
brutal than a dead
volcano?
We're next on our journey into the abyss.
Oh, what do we got coming out of the tank?
Darkest days.
Darkest Days, oatmeal stout from Liberty. Man, I think someone toasted marshmallows in this pot at some point because I
Yeah?
can smell it.
That's not very metal.
No.
No.
What is metal? The insects flying up my kilt, eating my legs.
Yeah,
The savagery.
Yeah.
The itchy, tickly savagery.
bleeding. So, what's the specs on this one? I believe it's 6%.
We have 6.0. Yes,
Yep,
exactly
from
6.
Liberty Brewing up in Wellington.
Oatmeal stout is a style that I really like because it's not a heavy stout. It's a bit lighter and it's just got this beautiful body from all the oats that gets put into it typically. Unless it's my oatmeal stout, which has no oats in it. So.
Oh,
I
hey,
think
yeah.
you're right.
There's the
Oh,
body. That's almost getting into milk stout territory.
Silky.
Yeah. There's a
Smooth
real
as.
there's a real roundness there.
Very cereal, very grainy, very, very malty.
Getting
Yeah,
that real
no,
sort
that's
of
beautiful.
that real velvety creaminess coming through there, but keeping it nice and dry. It's not overly sweet.
That is smooth as the surface of my axe.
Yes.
Sure.
No, that's good. That's,
yeah, man.
Lovely.
That's a nice one. I think that could be. I think that could be in second place.
No, the lawn's not on fire. It's
No,
okay.
it's a bit moist for that. Never mind.
Next on the journey down,
Take you to the next level with.
Longbeard Black.
Longbeard Black. Here we go.
Hang on. There's small text on this one.
Yeah. What does it say?
Right.
Vanilla porter? No! That's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you for
Why?
noticing that for me.
Who bought this
It's
beer?
so small. I didn't even know that until I got home. I saw Longbeard Black.
Well,
Yes.
I like porter. I like vanilla. With these powers combined,
Yeah.
I think we're going to be pleased. I've not
You're
had
lucky I
Longbeard
lost a
before.
stick of beating.
Yeah. Oh well. You might have to find it yet.
Yes.
Oh dear.
I do love me some vanilla.
It's giving me flashbacks to 2 March Fest to go already.
Oh jeez.
3 March Fest to go.
Don't even mention that. We don't need to go there. That was too dark memories, man. Well, it doesn't smell too vanilla-y.
Not yet.
Smells sweet, actually. That's...
Yeah.
I'm getting a hint of... What is that? Bit of even pavlova, some meringuiness, which is strange.
Meringues, you
I'm
reckon?
getting desserts. Yes, maybe some custard, which would be vanilla, of course.
No, I can smell it. It's in there.
It's biting. It's
lurking.
waiting. Prepared to strike.
Apparently this one's come from a guilty pleasure of the brewer, which is to leave vanilla beans in a sugar jar and then use the vanilla sugar in his coffee.
I'm entirely okay with this.
So no, maybe I'll try it one day.
Wow.
Oh, I can taste it.
It's foamy.
Oh no.
It's very,
I can
very
taste
bubbly.
it. No.
It's a bit of a sort of a carbonate, almost a vanilla Coke sensation. The sheer
Oh, good lord.
effervescence.
No, it is vanilla Coke.
Bubbles.
Ah.
Yeah, it is. It's
That's-
so foamy like it too.
Eminently quaffable. What is the strength on that? Because it doesn't seem like much.
Ooh. Oh. I was trying to find that and I got distracted.
No vanilla. Not for me.
5%, so that's reasonable. Christchurch Brewery too, which I didn't realise, just down in Wigram area,
Wow.
which is cool.
I'm on board.
That's all for
So
you.
Dave likes it, Tim doesn't. Polarised.
Yes. It's very sweet, but also very, very bubbly.
It should be said that I hate vanilla to begin with.
Right.
I'm fine with vanilla, but it's too foamy. As soon as I put it in my mouth, it's like it goes.
It tastes like a Coke spider.
And I quite like a Coke Spider, but not in a beer. No, that's not the beer I was hoping for, unfortunately. I do like their brown though. I think that's very nice.
Right, next one.
We descend further.
To the dark side
Of the moon.
of the moon.
Of a mood. That's not even a metal reference. That's Pink Floyd.
No.
Wasn't
Oh,
even.
no.
It's,
But
it's a
on
bit
the
too
plus
progressive. Anyway, we've got Brew Moon, Dark Side Stout. That's an oldie, and I know it to be a goodie
And a
because
goodie.
I
That's- yeah.
often have one when I drive past.
Well, good.
Brew Moon, small brewery, but a good one.
Tiny
yeah,
brewery.
On the way out of Christchurch toward Amberley.
Yeah, no, good place to stop for
Significantly
lunch.
metal
Yes.
in that they burned it to the ground.
Oh, what?
Subsequently been repaired.
That's
Yeah.
good to know.
They burned an element of it to the ground. I'm not sure which element, but something was raised. I don't know what went down, but something did.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Lay some numbers on us, Sam.
5.
5.
6.
Maybe some numbers that are on the bottle. Some numbers that
Okay.
are relevant to this discourse.
6% ABV.
Right.
Yep.
Is it oatmeal or just a
No, I think it's just stout.
just a barley meal?
Barley meal.
Oh, wow. It's like a light, soft cloud of
This
stouty
one's
vapour.
actually quite fruity. This one's a bit more lifted. It's not nearly as bitter as the other ones. The body is quite, it's medium to light even, and there's remarkable fruitiness.
It is
on the
wafting
palate.
silkily off my tongue. I know it's not an especially brutal way to describe it. It's not very metal, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's light. It's quite sweet. It's not cloying. The bitterness is astonishingly mild.
Yes.
Really, really, really mild.
Yeah.
And really, really quite good fruit flavours, presumably coming from the hops. I'm not sure which one they've used. I'm going to say this one, if you're new to dark beers or you know someone who's new to dark beers and thinks they're too intense, too full on, go for this one. This is a really, really good beginner's dark beer here because it's
That's a lovely one, yeah.
it's delicious, but it's not challenging. It's really, really, really mild. It's almost too friendly.
Oh, well, that work's done. It's not time to sit down and have another one. Well, actually it is, because we've got a Hop Baron 8-ball stout.
I feel there was a musical reference
Sounds as black as they come. Oh,
that went by there,
It was a bit half-assed.
but it was moving very fast and I didn't see it.
It was a bit half-assed.
Never mind.
This
So,
one shouldn't be
Hop
half-assed.
Baron.
We got, oh, hang on. Switch Espresso. Ooh. Now I know what we're in for.
Makers
Oh.
of coffee. Yep.
That's a dark
That
beer.
is
dark
an episode blackness.
So
I think I saw 6% on there.
it doesn't make me quite as violently afraid as reading vanilla on a bottle, but
No.
I have had some poor experiences with
As well as some good ones.
coffee darks because sometimes they cannot help themselves and they put in too much coffee.
Oh, that smells good.
It smells like coffee.
It smells roasty too,
Yeah,
though.
they
It's
might
not just
have.
coffee.
I
Coffee
haven't done it
beans,
again.
Fuggles and Motueka hops, and 6%
Motueka.
ABV.
No, it does actually smell quite good, but as a coffee. So let's see.
It's too fizzy again.
Yeah,
There's a lovely espresso nose.
gassy.
Man,
Too gassy,
I'm
man.
sick of fizzy beers.
Yeah, just notch it down, guys. What are you doing? Make the bottles just a bit less fizzy. People can taste your beer.
Or tilt your glass when you pour.
Well, it's not the
not that.
foam. It's the amount of soluble carbon dioxide inside the.
You
inside
put it on
the
your
beer.
nucleation points on your tongue and it just goes nuts.
If anything, making the thing foam should take that'll outgas it to a certain extent. But oh man, not enough.
Oh well.
But
It
let's
explodes in a
this
million
is,
little pinpricks over your tongue. It's like an Iron Maiden for your taste sense.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. I think this is.
Oh, that's like a double layer there.
Yeah, that is. It's a band and an object,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is made of metal.
Gift that keeps giving.
I think it might be too much coffee again for me. I'm having trouble tasting the beer. This tastes like some cold drip that someone's put
Yeah,
through a
I
soda
think there's
stream.
a really good roastiness from, like a malty roastiness behind it that's backing the coffee up. It's not just too cold coffee for me. I think this is actually reasonably well
If
done.
this
It's
was-
a heavy beer.
Yeah, if this was not erupting into CO2 in my mouth, I'd have more to grasp onto. But as it is, that's a bit unyielding for me. It's
Well, we'll come back to that once that bottle's
Yeah.
breathed for a little
I
If
bit.
it
like
was,
the level of coffee. I do like this coffee,
yeah.
but the CO2
Yeah.
maybe it is a bit,
if
bit
it was
too explosive.
if it was some sort of fizzy coffee that I was drinking, I'd have no problem. But for a beer, I think this is a bit. Oh, it's just a bit, maybe too much in the coffee side, and I'm having a whole lot of trouble tasting any beer character from that. If I let it go flat, it might be a bit easier. But as it is,
Fair
it's
enough,
just
fair enough.
it's just so frothy, no good. Yeah. Not my favourite, not by a long way, but.
I think it's
I like
a good,
the coffee,
It's
so
a good beer. It's well
I'd say
made.
probably kudos to Switch Espresso. It seems like they probably make a hell of a coffee. I just don't know if it's made a hell of a beer in this one instance, but
Oh well,
yeah.
that's good.
Not that we haven't liked hot beer and stuff in the past.
The poolside is exceptional.
Yeah, poolside's lovely.
It's time for the penultimate dark beer of the day.
The opener is ready.
It's a little bottle.
Oh,
Invercargill's
Oh,
Pitch
that's
Black Stout.
I get much more savage darkness than that.
Only 4.5%.
yeah.
So
From
pretty
the
reasonable.
darkest town in New Zealand,
The depths.
in terms of daylight hours, anyway.
This one's a bit of a classic stout
It is.
around the country.
Invercargill's a bit of a
been
classic
around for a while.
brewery, although it's
Ooh, no glass tilt needed.
yeah. If I'm to be slightly mean, their beer lineup has become something of a beer mortuary over the years because it's remained static for such a long time. In the last few
It's
months,
good,
this
though.
has
It's good
it's
beer.
good beer. It's good beer, absolutely, but it's the same beer. Is
No,
the
something
problem
could work
I've
so well it doesn't need to
had
be
with it.
changed. That is a pitch black beer. That is
It is.
Yeah.
It's,
truly dark.
It really is.
It
yeah.
takes the full
That's-
power of the
yeah.
sun to see even a little way through that one. So they've got that one right. And they have actually, in the last few months, started releasing some different beers, one of which is an imperial version of the Pitch Black. And me and Sam tried that, and it was remarkable.
That's
It
pretty
was
good.
a
Very
really
nice.
good imperial stout. So hopefully the little brother stands up. We will see.
Apparently unpasteurized. Filtered, not heated, we're told.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's what we want to see.
Oh, now, see, this is
Yeah.
perfect carbonation in here.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
what you want. Especially in a stout. You don't need fizz.
Yes, very nearly a still beer.
Oh. It's almost treacly, but not quite.
It's quite fresh. It's very light bodied.
Light but solid.
For what
It doesn't feel thin.
4 or 5. So it's not in any way a strong beer, but I think it's actually pretty good. It's refreshing in a way that stouts often are not,
No.
because it is so light, and it maintains that crispness while keeping quite a lot of that dark malt body along with it. So, no, I do like this one, and of all of them, this has close to perfect carbonation straight out of the bottle. It is not too fizzy to drink, and that is so important, because no one likes to leave their beer to sit around and go flat just so it's ready to drink. That's silly. So to have one that comes straight out and is ready to go, that is what you need. It's similar to the Brew Moon in
Yes.
some respects, in that it is quite light. The bitterness is very mild.
easy on
It's
the
very,
tongue.
very easy drinking. This is probably even more traditional in that it doesn't have any overt fruit flavours. This is probably quite an old English style stout, really.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I like it. I
good
really
beer.
like it. Yeah.
And a nice size too, in the 330.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's what you're in for. I'd be perfectly happy with a 500 of this one. I'd be even happier with a 6-pack of 330s. I think this would be a brilliant 6-pack
Yeah.
beer.
I'd like to see a mix 6 actually of Invercargill. So that'd be good.
it'd be a way to do it.
I'd buy it.
They'd have to make 6 beers first.
They do.
Do they?
Yeah.
They actually do. Make 6
Yeah,
beers? Oh, I
yeah.
thought they made like 4.
No, they
Yeah,
make a few.
okay. I'll have to go and have another look. I'm so used to seeing the same ones on the shelf that I've kind of stopped looking at them. It's
They're
kind of
not
the
so
plight-
prevalent
the
in
plight, the
Christchurch,
plight
I think,
they're
recently.
seeing. Yeah. It's time for the last beer.
It is.
Blacktop Panheads. Yes. Presently favourite brewery. Although after last night's encounter with the skid mark, I'm not so sure anymore.
I thought it was actually quite nice. I like it.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting for sure.
I thought it was deeply
Well worth a
reminiscent
try.
of me taking a big old fistful of Skittles and shoving them in my mouth.
Maybe with a bit of wood in there. Yeah.
And they were very good. They told us exactly what was in the beer, and I do not know where that flavour came from. That must have been some magic oak that went into that.
Well-
If it was chips, then I can understand it, because oak chips plus beer that's a recipe for concoction, is what that is.
As the bottle suggests, that's about as black as asphalt.
Yes, just about.
Somewhere in here are golden naked oats.
Golden what oats?
Naked oats.
Naked oats.
Wonder if
Yes.
they took the clothes off individually.
That's pretty metal.
Yes.
You know what? This is darker than the Invercargills. I can't
Oh.
see through this at all. It's a bit like James's.
Do
Or
And it looks like a
manageable
good fizz level too.
5.5% alcohol by volume. A substantial
Nice.
creamy head
Drinkable.
there. Faintly, very, very faintly ruby red colour when you expose it to direct
Not
raw
too
sunlight.
much on the nose.
No, it smells clean. It smells clean, which is good. Just a bit
Gentle.
sort of a little creamy.
Gentle with some cereals and a little bit of muesli. Toasted muesli.
That's smooth.
Ooh, yes.
That's
Wow.
really smooth.
Yes.
It's not necessarily creamy. It's just really smooth. I think there's actually quite a lot of oatmeal gone into here because that
yeah.
just that sort of
Just slides
just that
down the throat.
clean smoothness
Yeah,
you get off the
lovely
oatmeal
body.
is really, really present here. It's like slippery would be the best word I'd have to decide.
Just
this.
rolls
It's a,
straight
It's
through.
a slippery beer.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's really good. What is it? There's a light sweetness, but it's not like the Skittle sweetness you're talking about. It's not like that. It's not like a real sugary sweetness. It's
Someone's massaging your tongue with a satin
Yeah,
glove.
it's dry, more dry than it is sweet. Well, it's quite medium. It's medium in many things. It's a medium body. It's medium sweetness, and the flavours are. There's no one thing that goes too outrageous over the other ones. It's just kind of nice and integrated together, and just the texture on this is what's throwing me. This is the most beautiful texture on it than I've tasted in a wee while. Actually, certainly today. The fizz on here is nice and low, and that gives the beer. It just zooms across the tongue. It gets where it needs to go, and it is, slippery is the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
It is a slippery beer.
Yeah,
It's
in a good way.
really, really nice.
That's a well-made beer.
Yeah, man, it just longboards down the tongue. All the way down. This is delicious. This really is delicious. Not because of the flavours, but because of the texture.
Very light dryness to it, just to balance it out. It's, you could drink a bit of that. And would you say it was 5.5, so it really is quite
5.5,
drinkable,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
Oh. Man. That's a nice one. That's a nice one to drink quite a lot of too. That would be a really enjoyable pint. Just sitting down to one of those over an hour or so. That's really, really good. Well, I think what we have to do at this point is select
Our leader!
3 favourites.
Ooh.
3 favourites out of the lineup, and then one overall winner.
And this really is a very small selection of what New Zealand has
Yeah.
to offer.
It's probably it's maybe
a bite.
It's maybe
We'll have to revisit.
half the dark crafts out there, and like I said, we did have to thin this because metal
I
as
got a
we
bit
are,
crazy
there's a
in the
limit to
shop.
what we can drink in one afternoon on camera without it turning into one of those YouTube videos. So Yeah. We had to keep things concise, but
Maintain some decorum, some
until we
class.
start filming some multi-day nonsense, then this is kind of what we're limited to. So, anyway, my pick out of this, I'm going to stick where I finished off. I'm going to say this one because of that texture on the beer. Definitely means it should be one of the three for me. So that's my pick. What do you think, Dave?
It is a tough call. I've had so many things such good in such different ways. Having to choose. Dark Side of the Moon. It's glorious. Then so was the Dark Lava Stout. And so was the Tuatara. They're just... I'm a sucker for the dark beer generally. And we just had such a variety here. I'm going to have to take a cop out and say I cannot pick a clear winner. I've enjoyed each of these in different ways. I'd say probably Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good. I fully agree there. I think that needs to be one of the three. I think that's magical. What do you think, Sam?
Oh, jeez. You guys have already picked the best beers.
Ruthless.
Well,
Come on.
Oh, right.
Then we do have your previous favourite.
I like the flavour in this. I'm going to shake it around and get all that carbon dioxide out of it, and it's going to be a really good beer. It's fizzy, but the flavours are great. I love it.
All right. So we've got Blacktop, Dark Side of the Moon, and the Dark Lava. And I more or less agree with that. I think the Tuatara, very, very, very close to being up there.
They all are.
I think they're all quality beers. I have my misgivings about the Hop Baron just because the coffee situation, and similarly, I wasn't too sure about the vanilla, but that's just my personal taste there. Of those three, I'm so torn to say which is my favourite out of there. I think we'll just leave them there because I think picking a favourite out of those would be a bit unfair because I think they both represent different things. I think the Panhead gets it for just the perfect texture of what a stout should feel like. I think the Brew Moon as an ambassador to dark beers is just remarkable as an easy drinking kind of a style. And the Dark Lager is something that punches really, really, really far above its weight, which is something I really, really adore in craft beer, being I think it's the lightest, isn't it? 5.3.
Just about.
5.5, it is. It's the lightest one there, and it has some of the strongest flavour, I think, out of those three. So they all represent great stuff. I think, don't forget the Tuatara ones. Do have a look at those. I think those are pretty unmissable on their own. But yeah, that's a good three to start off with. And if you're not into dark beer, get into it because it's always been there. It was
What are you doing?
It was there long before the IPAs and your pale ales and things like that. And they're all great, and hops are all great, but you really need to go and experience the sheer beauty of what malt can do in a beer.
We've purposefully avoided the imperial stouts and porters today because it's a whole different level of brutality and flavour intensity.
Yeah, that's another
Imperial
session.
stouts, that'd be a whole other session. We'll probably get there at some stage, hopefully with a few less bottles, and we'll just have to see at that point.
This is all very inspiring, but I think we've got to finish these beers now.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, the fire's burned low, the beers are declining, sunlight is failing us.
It's time to burn it all
It's the
down.
end of days. End of today, this day at least.
Beer and cheese.
Yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
This has been the Sesh, and possibly our most embarrassing video yet. But you want it, you need it, it's the internet. We'll have more of this in the future. Catch us next time. It needs to stay down there.
Needs to be gone.
No, Charlie. No.
True dark, we can make kind the cats.
Sleep well, opener. Never rise again. Yes.
Nobody will find it in the vegetable garden.
Beyond the wit of any thief, beyond the ken of any man.
Nobody would ever dig the vegetable garden.